You know, it is very hard for you to keep trusting God when there is nothing that is going your way. It is very hard for you to keep trusting God when every promise that was made upon your life have not yet come to pass. It is very hard to keep trusting God when you do not even know what your future holds, what is going to be your next step, when everything else seems to be working against you. It is very hard to keep on trusting God. It is very hard to keep trusting God when everybody else keeps telling you that things are going to be all right, yet you are not seeing any change in your life. It is very, very hard to keep trusting God when it seems like the heavens have closed for you. All your prayers are in vain. When it seems like God is not hearing your prayers, it is hard for you to keep trusting God. But let me tell you, that's the perfect time for you to raise your trust in God. If you are not in that position, we would know that you can trust God. If you are not experiencing that thing that you are experiencing now, we would know that you can trust God. If you were not walking through that corridor that you are walking right now with your life, it was gonna be impossible for you to trust God. If you were not lacking, it was gonna be impossible for you to trust God for your next meal. If you knew everything, what's gonna happen in your future, it was gonna be inevitable for you to trust God with your life. I just want to say to you, Proverbs chapter number 3 verse 5, trust in the Lord and lean not on your understanding. Keep trusting God. Never lean on your understanding. When everything else is not making sense, keep trusting God. When things are not making sense, keep trusting God. Don't try to make sense out of it. It will never make sense. What you need to do is trust God. Trust Him that He will walk you through that situation. Trust Him that He is gonna bring provision. Trust Him that He is gonna fulfill all the promises that He has given you. Trust Him. He will show up in that situation. Just keep on trusting Him. Whatever that you are facing, let it build your trust in God. Let it draw you closer to Him. That position that you are in right now, there is nothing else that you can do apart from keep trusting God. So, never lose your trust in God. Never lean on your own understanding. Whenever you see that your own understanding is now kicking in, is now dominating, leave it, stop it. Go back to trusting God. Surrender everything in His hands. Sometimes you need to rest and keep on trusting God. Don't try to fix things with your own understanding. Don't try to fix things on your own. Surrender to Him. Leave everything in His hand, in His hands. You withdraw yourself. You get off the way so that He can work. You do not need to disrupt Him by standing in the way. Remove yourself from the way. Relax and keep on trusting Him. Everything will eventually start to make sense. You are in that position so that your level of trusting God will arise, will go to another level. It's a process for you to trust God. Believe me, when this process is over, you will see that your trust in God will be so high. You will see that all you need to do is keep on trusting God for the next season. So, keep trusting God.